with some gracious personalities who are sitting among us today. May I invite one of our profound speakers, Mr. Srinivasan ji, who has an extensive experience in the field of education. And today, sir, is going to share his valuable insights on the topic. It's basically a small workshop on the topic critical thinking and careers. So, stage is all yours.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all the principals over here. For the next 5 minutes, I would request all of you to forget that you all are principals and also you all are adults and assume yourself as students, maybe in grade 1 or grade 2. Right? So that I can take the role of a teacher now. Right? We'll do a small, very small activity quickly in the next few seconds. I would like you all to rub your hands, move it forward, move it up, open it. On the count of 3, we all have to clap together. Right? 1. Again. 1, 2. Great. Generally when I do not say 3, people clap, right? So 3, now you can clap. Alright. So this is one activity which we do with kids, right? So luckily this room has audience who are very aware. Otherwise when I do this with adults, always they clap before I say 3. But when we do this with children, they listen. They wait till we say 3. So now we all became kids and tried a small activity of grade 2 or grade 3, right? I would like you to grow up a little bit, come to middle school. Imagine yourself in grade 7 or grade 8. This is when we start thinking about what do we want to become, right? Imagine you're a grade 7 or grade 8 student today and you have a lot of different opportunities now from the time we were studying, right? So today there is a lot more options for us to choose from as careers. So what do you think you want to become? I would like some volunteers to answer. When you grow up, you're at grade 7 or grade 8 now, when you grow up, what do you want to become?
Sir, I want to be a teacher.
You want to be a teacher still? Great.
6, 7, everybody will say, I want to be a teacher, sir.
Great. What else? Anybody else? Or I can even put it this way, if you are not into teaching profession today, what would you have wanted to become?
Otherwise, I wanted to be a principal. If given a scolding, then I wanted to be an engineer. And day after, I wanted to be a doctor and
Doctor
every day, mind changes.
Every day it changes. Great. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, now let's come back and become principals, right? So when you ask this question, right, you will very commonly ask this question to all your students. In today's generation, what are the very common answers that you get?
They want to be YouTubers.
YouTubers, okay.
Computers.
Gamers, programmers, yes. And we have the usual doctors, engineers, 1 or 2 pilots, right? But I'm going to move on to my next slides. But before that, I would like to invite another guest, as Sir was talking about, right? So it's all about doing things as a group. When we do it as a group, we get more strength and we are able to learn more. So I'd like to invite my colleague, dear friend Akshay. So Akshay is also going to be presenting along with me on what we are going to see today, right? So the reason why I asked this question, what are the different fields that are available, is because of this. Can you move to the next slide? Thanks. So there was this survey which was conducted by the Future Education and Dell in 2022, which revealed, there was a research which revealed a very interesting fact that 80% of the jobs today's middle and high schoolers are going to do are not yet created. Which means they do not know what field they are going to work in. Those fields have not yet emerged. So the world is changing in that phase. And also the last slide which talks about 14% of the current jobs will be completely eliminated by AI and another 34% will be transformed to a great extent. We can all take banks as an example, right? Bank is one job which has transformed last 10 years, right? We never see, there are no more challans that we sit and write. Everything is in a mobile. But did the people in banks lose their jobs? No, right? So I don't want to see AI as a threat, right? Though a lot of people start seeing AI as a threat, what is very important is how do we learn and upgrade ourselves to adapt to the changes. So the only skill, so recently we do projects, so we'll talk about it in a little while. Recently when we had one of the experts in artificial intelligence to come and talk to us from IBM, right? He said you don't have to be an expert in AI to grow in the next generation. He said all you need to do is how to get AI to do your job. So that's one skill, which is questioning, is one very, very important skill that is required for the future generation as well. Now, as I showed this slide, I'll move further to show you the next shocking thing, right? You all said different careers, right? YouTubers, this, that, and all that. If you look at the first slide, those are the jobs which are assumed to be some of the top professions by 2030. Did any of your students have said any one of these? Quantum computer programmer, climate change scientist, rocket design architects, spacecraft pilots, autonomous vehicle designers, blockchain specialists, cultured meat farmers, and hazardous waste engineers. So these are going to be some of the jobs which are the top paying jobs in 2030. Right? As I said before, we do not know what is going to come. Almost 80% of the jobs are not yet created. Well, we have this, and we all know India is one country with the largest number of engineers. Especially if you go to where I come from Chennai, every street you will have at least 2 engineers at every home, right? With so much number of engineers, this news was very shocking. Lazar and Tobro is running short of manpower because they are not able to find the people with the right skill set. They are running short of 45,000 engineers. While on the one side we have so many engineers who are not yet finding a job. On the other side, the companies and industry is finding it difficult to find the people with the right skill. Now, what are we doing about it? Why are we at school still talking about it? This is something for a college professor to worry, right? But why are we as school leaders talking about this? Let's move to the next slide. Right. So this is where the national education policy plays a major role as well, right? It insists on building these skills from very young age onwards. Because unless they start building these skills at a very young age, it is going to be difficult for them to adapt to the working condition. Okay. Now, there is another challenge which most corporates find today, right? So we all hire people for recruitment and all that. It is easy to get experts in technical field. It is easy to get experts in any field for that matter. But what becomes very difficult is easy to get a person who will work efficiently in a team, right? So collaboration skills is one that is becoming a major thing. So that is why the national education policy is also focusing more on skills such as creativity, right, ethics, collaboration, and so on. And it also emphasizes more on learning by doing. So that is why it is important to develop these skills from the childhood itself. And how do we navigate the future of work and future of education? If you look at the 12 skills that are highlighted by NEP, majority of them are not technical skills. It's more to do with critical thinking, creativity, right? Collaboration, communication. Communication, that's one skill which, though today's students are always on the mobile phone, always on the internet, they are not able to communicate effectively. Right? So that's another reason. So how do we inculcate this within our students, right? So one of the easiest way that we found was project-led learning, right? So how do we enable learning through projects which not only help them develop the technical skills of it, but it also helps them to develop skills like communication, working in a group, and things like that. So CREW, where I belong to, was founded by Dr. Srinivasan, who is a professor of economics in Kriya University. Kriya, you might all know, it's a liberal arts university which allows the students to merge technical subjects with arts and study, right? So he had this idea, why don't we create access for students in middle and high school to some of the best professors in the world. If we are able to do that, and if we are able to allow them to learn something from them and use that learning to try something hands-on, how will it be? So we tried this as a pilot in 2021, where we had close to 80,000 students take part in the first project-based learning initiative. And it was a huge success. So we just did it with some 2-3 topics. One topic was about building a foldable house, which was actually a real-time problem because Government of India is trying to build more number of houses and they're getting delayed because of the logistical reasons. So this project was offered by IIT Madras, and similarly we had another project which was on design thinking, where the students were asked to design the classroom of the future. We came up with some very, very, very amazing ideas from the students, right? It might be a very simple idea to a very complex thought. There were a lot of interesting facts that came from the student community as well. So that is what CREW is all about, that is what we do. And how does it help the students when you not just talk to them about the subject, when you allow them to explore a field, it helps them. Right? One is to frame questions, not solutions. That is very, very important. So today most of us directly jump into the solution and say, you do this, you do that. Right? But while we apply project-based learning, what we do is we don't tell them what you have to do. Right? We don't tell them what exactly they have to do. We tell them this is the problem and we ask them questions on how do we solve this. And we guide them towards approaching it in the right direction. Research, ideate and create. So these are the 3 steps that we use in every project. Research, ideate and create, through which we solve any problem in the world, right? If you look at it deeply, with these 3 steps you can solve any kind of problem that is available, right? And exposure to diverse themes. So we are allowing students to expose various fields. So we have close to 70 university professors and industry experts who are currently a part of the platform, who are allowing students, right, and explore, discover and eliminate. Most importantly, when I ask the question, what do you want to become, right, all our students give some answer or the other. But have we ever asked our students, what do you do not want to become? Sometimes we end up pushing our children into the field that they do not like at all, right? So it is also important to allow the child to understand what he likes and most importantly what he or she doesn't like. So that is one option which the project-based learning platform enables us to become. So as we move to the next slide, I would like Akshay to pitch in here. So these are some of the examples of projects. So I would like Akshay to talk more about it.
Thank you all. Thanks Srini. So what we are trying to do is in CREW is to give access to these top university professors and industry experts. And why should only the elite school students has to go to Harvard or Stanford? So we are directly bringing in these top university minds into the platform and
how does it alert their relatives and the hospital system? So that is one. These are some of the results, and I would like to end it with quickly a story of Guha before we show what next is. Previous slide section. Yeah. So there was a student named Guha Krishnan, who's from a school in Chennai. He was a very introvert, right? So he doesn't speak much with his friends or anything. And what he did was, after starting doing project-based learning, he and some of his friends together joined and started working on a project on machine learning for autism. They developed a machine learning tool which will help autistic children communicate emotions effectively, right? So because they cannot directly communicate, so this captures the information given as text and shows it to them in form of emojis and emotions. So this student, after doing this project, he went ahead doing an internship with the group platform. And through that internship, now he has been placed in Arizona State University, right? So that's how a small idea can transform the child into so many things. So in crew, any student who does a project will also get a certificate signed by the professor or the expert who is offering that certificate as well. And those who do really well, as I said in the example of Guha, they will get further opportunities like internships, mentorship programs. So we have partnered with St. Louis University and Accelerate. Through them, we will be doing internships and mentorship programs as well. Akshay, quickly.
So these are our partners. You see this Christian University of Houston, Mr. Michael Pelletier. We have Asha Western Sydney University, Mr. Dilip Menon of Witwater Stand. So these are, we also collaborate with industry leaders like you can see Mr. Arun Jain, who's ex-Polaris, HCL Technologies, New York University Professor Mr. Raghu Sundaram. So this is one of the organizations which we actually work with closely, where we give exposure to children of them presenting it to industry leaders. So this is a forum where this is one of the workshops which happened last year. So they were awarded for their best projects, and they were also being questioned by these industry leaders, so that they were very critical, they were unbiased, not really good to children, because they wanted children to really take this up seriously. And ideas have also been monetized now. Children have started to even start their own companies with their ideas. With the help of these mentors, they get the opportunity completely worldwide. Now that because of the power of internet, you can sit at home and still start a business. You can monetize your ideas. So ideas are everywhere. We just want children to actually go through the process mainly and get this out in the open and become successful. So that's the idea. And we will definitely get in touch with you all once we are also inviting all the schools for a free pilot. We want to offer that for all the principals here. It's going to be a 10-day pilot so that children get an exposure to various topics and gets access to these international professors. And it's an equal opportunity provider model where from grade 6 to 12 all the children can participate and get to know what is happening in the higher education as well as in terms of the career opportunities. So,
yeah. And before I wrap up, so as Akshay said, we are happy to offer a pilot to the students where they can get a hands-on experience, right? So this is offered completely free of cost. One project they'll get to do completely free of cost without any terms or conditions, right? So this will help them understand how project-based learning works. So that is what we wanted to do. So the first motto, because CREW as an organization, it has been founded by educators themselves, right? So it is important to give the opportunity to all the students, so access to all the students first, and then those who wanted to really take it up and come up with it, it's up to the student to decide. So that's one. So I would like to close it with an interesting question. I'm going to give a clue. I'll see who is able to find out what this is about. So this is also about the effectiveness of what a project can do, right? This happened in Delhi in the 90s, where a small idea which was implemented on just a wall of a famous university campus changed the way how world thought about the learning capabilities of children. Can anybody guess what it is? It is a project which was awarded, which got a lot of acclamations across the world. There is a hidden clue, I said, it is about a wall. It was an experiment on a wall.
Okay, it's about the computer in the wall.
Exactly, ma'am. Can I get a gift for ma'am, please? Ma'am, I would invite you to the stage to receive a small gift.
We've gone through your crew also twice.
Oh, great.
My children have already done this.
Oh, great, ma'am. Which school are you from?
It's Kamla Nehru College.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. So, congratulations, ma'am. So, this is called hole in the wall experiment, where a professor just placed the computer on the whole of his university campus facing towards a slum, allowing children to access the computer. He did not teach them anything. The result was mesmerizing. Within 6 hours, kids were able to access the internet. Kids who did not even, or who have never seen a computer before, they were able to access internet. Within 2 days, they downloaded a game and they started playing it. The game was, they did not even know what the game was, right? So the game was actually a Mickey Mouse game. They just called it a rat game. But within 2 days, without any intervention of any adults, they were able to do this. And not just that, they were automatically teaching other children to do it as well. So that talks about the capability of learning by students. So with that, considering time, I would like to close the session here. Looking forward to seeing you all in other occasion. Thank you so much.
What we have understood, that CRU is a platform for connecting students with higher education. Sir, our sincere thanks for your exceptional presentation. It's time to honor our creative personalities, Mr. Srinivasan ji and Mr. G.S. Akshay ji. And to do the honor, may I call upon the stage Dr. Vinodita Sankyan ji, President, Sahodaya Schools, Amritsar, Principal Shri Kamal Chand ji, Secretary, Dr. Anita Bhalla ma'am ji, a Senior Advisor, Sahodaya Schools, Amritsar, and Principal S.S. Chandhok ji.
Central.
Thank you so much, sir, for your creative session. It's a workshop. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite the moderator, Principal S.S. Chandhok ji, to kindly step up onto the stage for the next event, that is World Around Us, the panel discussion.